These are the messages of one Richard Butt. Relentlessly seeking the answers to the 5 W's of UAP. I'm not even sure what that means. Dragging this enigma into the sunlight. American flag and an anchor. Feels like a patriot to me. Feels like someone in the system. But you guys be the judge. Let's go through the messages, shall we? So on October 26th of last year, this is really when my channel, and this is kind of when the attack started on UCR. And it all had to do with an exchange of Jeremy McGowan and Frank Milburn and Alex Dietrich. And we didn't want to get involved because from our perspective, it seemed like, hey, these are all adults. Let them work it out. And Alex Dietrich doesn't need 3 men coming to her rescue. She can take care of herself. She's a grown woman, and she did. She put everyone in their place. She doesn't need UCR, which at the time had, I think, 4,000 subscribers at most. So we get in a spat about this, and this is when the attacks start coming in at me. So I give him I give her a StreamYard link, and I said, join me. Let's talk like men, thinking that this was a man, face to face. This person keeps repeating this lie that they talked to me. They never spoke to me once. And these messages prove that. You can tell this is an anonymous account, and there is a very good reason for that. I'm happy to talk to you through a non-personally identifiable media. So right off the bat, they don't want to see face-to-face. Man-to-man is outdated, by the way. It's 2021, winky face. That's clue number 1. It's not a man. You don't have to turn on your camera, I told them. I tried to, but it was requiring a mic and cam access, at least on mobile. They tried to connect. And as soon as they got it, my response to this was like, yeah, that's how you talk. You have to give access to the microphone. To which they replied, okay, hold on. I'll join in a minute. Great, I wrote. And then 7 minutes later, I wrote, you disconnected. We never spoke. We never spoke, and they just kind of ignored it until we started talking again on November 24th, 2021. Howdy, Lou. Just a quick heads up on a bug I noticed on your website. Once on the contact page, if you click any of the header links, it fails to send you to the correct page. This is due to the menu on the contact page using relative links from the home page instead of the absolute link. They're referring to the Big Phone Home website. So there was a problem with the links, to which I wrote, that is a great question. I have no idea because I didn't build the website. And that's exactly what I wrote. But that is something I can ask him. And when I mean him, I mean Ben, our web developer, next week after the holiday, because it was Thanksgiving. Okay, no worries. Just let your dev know to check the menu on the contact page. He should be able to figure it out from there. Smiley face. Thank you. Thank you for the heads up. So pretty nice. Next contact is May 5th. So December, January, February, March, April, May. 6 months later. I get this. The only felons are 5x5 and Manny. Surely Lou did not say Stephen Greenstreet was a felon, ... And I wrote, no. This is just giving people more ammo to pile on. Man, I don't know how you deal with this day in and day out. You have a lot of patience. This is right when Stephen Greenstreet was asking me about it on a live show. And now everybody knew there was a list. So this is the message I got. You're giving people more ammo to pile on to Lou. And I didn't release the text. Like I said, I was going to sit on it no matter how angry people wanted to see this list. I wasn't going to give it to anybody because I knew I was the only one that had it. I'm not going to get into this again, I promise myself. But then they rate me this message basically saying that I've got a lot of patience, you know. I think in that regard that I haven't released this thing. And then I wrote to them, I wasn't sure where the rumor came from, so I wanted to compare notes off air and assured Stephen I wasn't the source. I was asking to silence irrational trolls. So again, like I'm giving them the reason why, like I had no idea Stephen was going to rebuttal with me with that. It was an awkward moment. And so I did my best to try and quell the rumor. Best thing to do is to make sure Lou doesn't get heat, is to drop it. Don't feed the rumor mill. In other words, don't talk about it and it should go away. And that's what I was going to do on that text. I was going to sit on it because I knew Stephen Greenstreet didn't have the list. Nobody did. Only me. But yeah, it's a tough walking a fine line between all these people that you like and respect. I can only imagine. Wouldn't want to be in your shoes. You'll never please everybody, as you well know. LOL. Thumbs up for me. Exactly. And then this is when things start getting interesting. This is when the quotes from the messages started getting leaked by Richard Butt and by Rob Heatherly. This is so stupid, but I got to explain it. Lou, respectfully, why are you allowing Greenstreet to continue the spread and false narrative that Lou called him a felon and warned many other people that he was? Are you not going to do the ethical thing and correct the record? I've respected your decision to thread both sides line, but now you're allowing for a direct character assassination of a person you have voiced your respect for. Speaking about Lou. I can't stand idly by and allow that to happen. It is one of my biggest pet peeves. I hope you will correct the record before I make a long and detailed post outlining exactly how this all happened and directly questioning your motives for not correcting the record. This person is demanding me to correct the record. The only other person that demanded me like this to correct the record was Lou Elizondo on a phone call when he called at me yelling to call Stephen Greenstreet or Stephen Greenwald or John Greenwald, sorry, to call John Reed Greenwald and say that he didn't mean in that text he was calling John a felon, that he wanted me to call John and tell him that I messed up, that I misunderstood the text. John didn't pick up the phone. It went straight to voicemail. When John finally saw the text that Lou Elizondo sent me, he called me back and was like, yeah, no, I think you got it right. I think that's about right. And if it's not, if you're wrong, which, okay, I'm wrong, it's worse. I cannot express to you enough. It's worse that I got it wrong. It's 10 people instead of 5. John Greenwald took it the same way I did. And the text that I sent to verify that that's what he was talking about was just passed by, was not acknowledged, which to me was like, yep, that's who I meant. That's who I meant. They write, I've spoken with you and Rather via DM, and you're both aware of how this happened, that Lou did not make such accusations, but neither of you are correcting the record. Please let me know what your intent is. I'm giving you the option of correcting the direction here before I make a post outlining what happened. So they're threatening me. Soft threat, it gets worse. That's a first soft threat. Give me the apology, or I'm going to make a post explaining what happened. I wrote back to them for legal reasons. And again, the picture wasn't public yet. For legal reasons, I can't get into the specifics. I will address parts of it on Thursday. I will say for someone like myself who has worked, fought, loves, and respects Lou, it doesn't look good. Speaking of the text, like this list, it just doesn't look good. This doesn't feel like something he would do. He does. And he does it through sock puppets. And he does it in little messages like this to people that have access to him. He leaves it on voicemails. It's pretty sloppy. And all of this eventually is going to come out, and someone's going to put it in a really beautiful timeline. And there's going to be a lot of people that feel really like me. I feel like an idiot right now. But let us continue. It's very disappointing and sounds like an unfortunate situation. I'm not sure what part of clearing this up which puts you at legal risk, and I hope nothing that happens to you is someone, or specifically Stephen Greenstreet, threatening you. Nobody was threatening me. I just didn't want to release a picture of a private message on Twitter. And I wasn't going to do it until I knew that Mr. Butt here, or Mrs. Butt, and Rob Heatherly started leaking on Twitter exact wording and where commas were perfectly. They had the text. So clearly, Lou had shared it with somebody else. And I hadn't yet. So once I knew they had it, I pressured them to release it, because now it's on you. Now it's on you to release it, since you clearly have it. And that's what I told them in public, and you'll see here in private. It is disappointing. I can't and won't share private messages from people not named Stephen Greenstreet. No threats from Stephen Greenstreet. He's the loudest one, but he's not my concern. And by the way, I've apologized privately to Stephen Greenstreet if I've ever come across as a jerk unintentionally. I can understand why Stephen Greenstreet's pissed off now. I can understand why he went from the most beloved UFO show to ever exist to now the most wanted criminal in hashtag UFO Twitter community. This community is a cesspool of cannibals. You eat every single scientist, journalist, content creator, blogger that doesn't agree and toe the line. They get slapped with the label of naysayer, doubter, hater, backstabber, and now traitor. Think about that. You know exactly, this is where it gets cute. And sorry, Bill, after last week, I'm going to drop on one more F-bomb here. It's the last show. What the fuck? I'm not even wearing a tie today. Like, this is just me. You know exactly what the fuck a comma is, man. Quit with the lying. I still like you, Lou, but I'm really unhappy with you. To which I wrote, I don't know who you are. Thank you for sharing that. I didn't want to share a private message from Lou in a public way like that. So now the message is out. And now they're pissed that I don't know what a comma is. Fine. I don't know what a comma is. Then name the 10 people you're fucking talking about. That's who you guys out there should be angry about. Name the 10 people. The donations are through the roof, you guys. Thank you. This show might go longer than 2 hours, and I promise you I'll get to them. I swear to God. I see them. Thank you. This is the response I get to, I have no clue who you are. I've told you who I am, which they didn't, and I showed you that. I'm one of the people behind the scenes doing my goddamn best to move this topic forward. Notice I haven't cursed or been aggressive like this either. You spoke with Lou and caps Jennifer and told them they would correct the record, that you would correct the record. How the hell does this person know about a phone call that only 4 people on the planet heard? Jennifer Elizondo, Lou Elizondo, me, and my girlfriend too heard the conversation. I'm not going crazy. I was immediately gaslit on that phone call. You got the comma wrong. The comma. No, man, that's not what I meant. That's not what I meant. First time I've ever heard Lou Elizondo that frantic and upset with me. And immediately I was like, oh my God, I got it wrong. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. This is Lou Elizondo. He's my hero. I got it wrong. And I told him I'll do whatever I can to fix it. I'm sorry. How did I get this wrong? I feel like an idiot. Hang up the phone. And my girlfriend, who's listened to all of this, it's like, he gaslit you. Right there on the phone. And then when John was like, yeah, I took it the same way you did, buddy. And again, keep in mind, my girlfriend saw the text way before anybody else. She also took that text, and she's an executive at a Fortune 100 company. She took it that way too. I got the comma wrong. Okay, fine. There's 10 fucking people there. Let's see my response, shall we? Again, if I took it the wrong way, I'll own that, which I did. But I don't think I did. I don't think I took it the wrong way. If I'm right, it's less worse. I don't know why you'd be arguing for the opposite of this. It doesn't make any sense. But it doesn't matter because this story has been twisted and manipulated so many different ways. People don't know what the truth is. All they hear is traitor, backstabber, naysayer, hater. Backstabber, traitor, naysayer, hater, over and over and over and over and over again. And it's slamming in my bots and it's slamming in my comments. It's pouring gasoline on a community that has the propensity to believe things like Pizzagate. And this is why I'm quitting the show. Everybody, all of you know my name. All of you have seen my IMDb. All of you know I do comedy shows in Los Angeles. The last thing I need is someone like a UAP Mike to show up at one of my shows with, I don't know, a handgun or there to hurt me in some way because I backstabbed the hero or I'm a traitor to the hero. That's some scary shit. This is not fun anymore. This is my warning to you guys. Something's not right. Let us continue. Again, if I took it the wrong way, I'll own that. But I don't think I did. I don't share private messages. I ask questions about these claims, prompted questions from me. I don't wish Lou or his family any harm. As soon as Rob Heatherly revealed he's seen the messages, it was no longer on me to share it. I'll address my misunderstanding this Thursday. I have no idea who you are. I've never seen your face, and I haven't spoke to you outside of this app. P.S. I never talked to Jennifer. She was supposed to call me, which she said she would in an email, and I've got the email. And she never did. Again, they come back. Dude, you know what a comma means. And it's not a colon meaning. It's not a colon meaning a list will be succeeding it. I truly and honestly hope you will tell your audience that you did make a mistake and that Lou never claimed the bullshit that Greenstreet is spreading like wildfire to try to discredit Lou. They were just super pissed at Greenstreet because he took this and ran. And that's like, that was it. Like, he was making things worse for me. But I don't blame him. He's angry. I hope you will own that and that you will sincerely apologize to Lou and again, Jennifer. And yes, she was on speaker and heard what you said or heard you say you would fix it. I've talked to you before on StreamYard when we disagreed on McGowan. I know you talked to a lot of people, but I wanted to remind you we had spoken. And I showed you first things in the messages. They disconnected. We never spoke. And I wrote, my girlfriend was listening as well. And I stuck to my word. I called John and I told him that Lou thought I had made a mistake. But the text is out now. John can come to his own conclusions. I don't think the jury is out because you wrote an op-ed on Twitter and demanded it. If the majority of people think I fucked up, I'll correct it. I don't think the majority of people think I fucked up. And if you believe that, if you believe I messed that up, then there's 10 people. 10. That is the most frustrating part about all of this. So I don't want to spend too much more time on this because this person calls me back and asks me how I'm doing. I know we haven't agreed on things lately, but I still do like you as a person. So I wanted to check in, blah, 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 blah. Like, this person clearly doesn't care about me. They just don't. And if I had to take a guess, this is Jennifer Elizondo. Nobody else would know those messages like she would, or things that were said in that conversation.